So, how you doing? My name is Michael Bellamy Sr. Um, this is from my class. My professor wants me to post on social media a touchy subject, and that touchy subject that came to my mind is racism. People tend to say that there are some things you can talk about in public, and there are things that you can keep to yourself. Well, in possessing the right spirit, attitude, conviction, intent, God will lead and guide us in everything we say and do. Um, my touchy subject is regarding racism in America. Um, I noticed as a teenager racism. I've experienced it starting out as a teenager. I can recall walking in the mall and seeing women of other races clench their purses. I've been called the N word before. Walking to my car, profiling, where walking to my car and watching a woman of another race sitting in her car, quickly locking the doors, uh, as though my intention is to hurt her, but I'm just getting into my car. I was confused one time, when a police officer asked me during a random stop, it was in the city, and he asked me, "Who gave you this car, boy?" And I said, "Well, sir, I have a job. I'm in school, and it's mine, sir. Are you sure?" I said, "Yes, sir. It's my car, sir." "Okay, boy." You know, just to name a few examples of racism, discrimination. Um, uh, I would reflect in my alone time on why I was treated differently. Did I smell bad? I thought there's something in my nose. Are my penny loafers too shiny? It couldn't be my skin. It didn't make sense to me. Um, as I got older, becoming callous to the treatment, the discrimination, disrespect, unfairness, the attempt of humiliation at times, I stopped looking in the mirror and asking myself, what's wrong with me? Instead, I began to feel sad for the people um, who possess the anger and misinformation and ignorance and stereotypical spirits. Um, After writing this a third time, Dr. Wilson, I'm proud to say that racism will not have power over me. It will not stop me from being who I was raised to be, who God wanted me to be. It won't stop me from loving my family, raising my children, continuing my education, PhD program starting end of the year, and spreading the good news of Jesus Christ. Um, I love everybody, red and yellow, black and white, any religion. It doesn't matter. God taught us His word to love. God is love, and the agape love that God gives us. Um, something that is hard to explain, but believe that racism and discrimination is a learned behavior. You're not born like that. Um, Looking back, the civil rights movement happened 50 years ago, and yet we see, police brutality against minorities while changing the public perception. Race relations, racial tensions remain extremely high. Um, Racism is a problem. We can't ignore or run away from it. Doing some research suggests that racism, discrimination has been shown to increase the risk of stress. People that are angry all the time are stressed. It also, in the studies, show depression, common cold, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, breast cancer. Um, a growing literature shows also discrimination raises the risk of many emotional and physical problems. It's an issue today. It was an issue yesterday. And dear God, it may be an issue tomorrow. If Jesus, when it comes back soon, it'll all be over. Tension still continues with race, and We regularly hear it, see it. Yet another incident somewhere in our country where race is presented as a factor. Um, it's hard at first to talk about it, let alone write about it on social media. So I'm new to social media. I pray for all who hate, that God comes into their heart. I also pray for those who have been discriminated on and experiences racism due to the color of their skin, religion, nationality. I look forward to when racism is eliminated, hate is eradicated, and all hearts are stimulated with the love of Jesus Christ. King had a dream, Malcolm had a revolution, Kennedy had a strategy, policy, Gandhi had introspection, and Jesus had a solution. Bible states in Romans 5, 6, and 8 that you see at just the right time when we were still powerless, Christ died for the ungodly. Very rarely will anyone die for a righteous man, though for a good man, someone might possibly dare to die. But God demonstrates his own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. And the Bible talks about then that there's no sin greater than the other. I can't look at a person as racist or filled with hate and things of that nature, and then look at another person and say, because you start weighing which one's worse, which one. The Bible says there's no sin greater than the other. We're all sinners saved by grace, and just hating folk is something that it's just not of God. I just believe that it is a learned behavior, and my professor, in challenging us to put a quote unquote touchy subject out on social media. At first, I wrote, he took me to write 1 or 2 or 3 times, and then see how easy it is. It became easier the 3rd time in recording it. I did type it and I forwarded it to you, Doc. But I also wanted to put a face to what I'm saying. The definition I found was racism takes many forms and can happen in any places, anywhere. Includes prejudice, discrimination, hatred directed at someone because of their color, ethnicity, and national origin. People often associate racism with acts of abuse or harassment. However, it doesn't need to involve violence or intimidating behavior. Take racial name calling and jokes, or consider situations where people may be excluded from groups or activities because of where they come from. There's different forms of racism. There are things that are subtle and there are things that are outright. A lot of times, people feel as though, well, it's not that bad. I really didn't say the N-word, but I did do this or this, that. So I just on social media is just, it's bad. Racism. My great grandfather was European, and my great grandmother was Indian. I got different perspectives on different things. Looking at my family tree, we all come from Adam and Eve, and it baffles me to have to see or have it happen to me that someone looks at me, treats me differently because of the way I look. It's horrible. And when having children, you hope and pray it doesn't happen to them. What if it does? That they have the full armor of God on, and they stay prayed up and understand that God loves them just the way they are. And God created all of us We're all different, but we're all similar. We may not look the same, but we serve one God, and He loves all of us just the way we are. So in my post, this is my touchy subject. Just pray for our country, pray for our world, pray the soon coming of Jesus Christ, and racism will then be eradicated. So God bless you all. Thank you for watching.